Okay, in this presentation, what I want to do is to show you how you would go about developing your design idea. And this is the idea that you've taken from your initial ideas page. The first thing that you need to realise is you want to use your specification to identify aspects that need to be addressed. So step 1 says select aspects to develop from the specification. So I've got the specification here in red, and these are the 3 aspects that are going to be developed. In the development, I'm going to look at different methods for holding the football and the football boots. It's also worth looking at making sure that the shelving unit reflects a sporting theme, in this case football, and also we need to address a situation where it's going to be attached to a wall. So if we look at the next flip chart, step 2 says develop each aspect using sketches and notes. So this is page 1, and in this page we have development content related to how the football bits are going to be held. And you can see the different alternative ideas that have been created. So we'll look at these in a bit more detail in the next flip chart because they're a little bit small on this particular screen. So let's have a look at some of the ideas. So the initial idea for holding the football boots were to use dowels. So dowels to support the boots. So the length and width of the dowels is important to hold a range of boot sizes. So these are the sort of comments that you need to think about in relation to how the system performs. Dowels could be replaced with metal pins, which will be stronger and more durable. Another method here at the bottom corner is where cups are made by turning wood. And basically the football boot fits into the cup, and the cup is attached to the backboard using a pin, which would also be turned on a woodworking lathe. We've got another couple of ideas here where the boots are held on what appears to be a rail, okay, and the boots hang from the rail. And on this one, we've got like a metal bar, which is in a U shape, and the boots are slid into the metal bar. And again, there's some comments that have been added describing issues that there might be in relation to how these systems perform. If we go back to page 1, you can see there's all of the examples there, and it was decided that the cup idea was the best one to take forward. So we've got a sketch here, perspective sketch, showing that the cups will be used as a method for holding the football boots. And remember as well that during your development, you do want to try and incorporate a range of different graphic techniques to illustrate that you do know how to use graphics to convey information. Let's go to page 2. Again, this is similar to the previous page, but this time we're looking at a method of holding the footballs. This was the original method here, where we've got these sort of indentations in the wood, but we'll have another few ideas on this page that could be used instead of that method. So let's have a look at these ideas. So the initial idea was these indents, and you have to obviously add comments about things like the curve diameter is important and the gap between the curves is important. How would you actually create these curves in wood? That's a problem that would need to be investigated, or you'd have to come up with a solution to that. An alternative way holding the boots would be to create a box solution, and you can see the box here. And here was a prime opportunity to use a sectional view to show that the stop, which is at the end here, for holding the ball in place. Here we've got another solution where we've got round indentations in a sheet of acrylic, and we've got various other aspects of construction that need to be included to address the issue that the round indentations at the bottom of that, there needs to be space underneath. So we've got strips of wood joined to a bit of plywood, and then we've got a false front added to it. And if we go back to the original page, you can see these, we've explored different methods here, and we've decided to use the round indentations method. So we've developed it in relation to that aspect. The third aspect was trying to make sure that it reflects a sporting theme. So on this page it says, I'm pleased with my idea. This is, there is only one thing to fix to make the sporting theme more obvious. This is what I intend to look at in this page. So some ideas for making the theme more obvious is we could have a label with the name of a team on it. We could paint it in team colours. We could add a net, like a net and goals, to our design. And we've got all of these ideas have been explored. So we've got the idea of the label here, which is held between these two sort of fixings. At the end, you could have different teams, different team labels that could be inserted into the shelving unit. We've got a net that's being attached to the front to make it look more like a goal that you would see on a football pitch. And we've got some written information saying that the shelving unit could be painted in colours of a football team. Instead of natural wood, MDF could be used because it will take the paint better. And then having done that, we've then got a final design here with all of the changes having been made, including, in this case, we decided that for attaching it to the wall, which was the final aspect, that we would just use a screws to attach it to the wall. And you can see the screws on the sketch here. Okay, so I hope that has really helped to clarify the process and the structure that's required to help you develop an idea in your design work. Thank you for listening.